Hello. So, I was gonna do a really long predictions video where I was gonna predict absolutely all sorts from the season from the championship, and I was gonna have a little segment in it that had Cher and Lucky making our predictions for the season ahead. However, that conversation went on about 5 times as long as I intended, so I had a good time nattering with them, and I think we got a lot of decent predictions going. So, might as well just use that as the entire video. So, enjoy, take a look at mine, Jers, and Lockie's predictions for the season ahead, and judges for absolutely everything that we say. Hi. So, I probably said in the bit that I recorded before this that I'm going to get some people on to ask for their predictions for the season ahead, and I happen to be recording a podcast with Jer and Lockie, so these are the unlucky volunteers. Volunteers is stretching it a little bit. So, I'm going to go question by question, and just let me know fairly shortish, or explain if you fancy what your prediction is for this. So, we're going to start very, very, very short term. Tomorrow, Leeds versus Portsmouth. We're going to start with Jer. Do we win? Do we lose? Do we draw?
I think we win. I think we score 3.
Do we concede?
No.
Oh, cheeky little 3-0. That's very optimistic. Lockie?
Similar. I think we score 3, but I think we concede 1.
Ooh.
I always go 3-1. That's my default score. So
it's a nice, comfy score.
One is just a Leeds
thing. We'll concede a bad goal, but we'll score 3. Yeah.
I'm going to get a bit silly and say that we get very, very optimistic after this match, and it's going to be something like a 4-1, and the goal isn't going to matter because it's going to be in the 87th minute or something daft like that. Next one, a little bit more long term. We'll start with Lockie this time, and just for a little bit of context before we started doing this little bit of recording, Lockie said that he would answer Jorginho Rutter to every question. So, who's getting the most assists, Lockie?
Jorginho Rutter, mate.
Sure.
I think that's a good one, though, isn't it?
That's one that actually fits, yeah.
I'm historically very bad at season predictions, but I'm going to say Georgie as well. I think it's going to be hard to beat what he did last year again. I think he'll do it more, and I think he'll do it more effectively, but yeah.
I think it's sort of got to be Georgie, hasn't it, considering what he was doing in pre-season. He's pulled a La Liga side apart, and now he gets to play against Portsmouth's defence. It feels like it's a little bit unfair, to be honest with you. After that, the natural progression from most assists to top scorer. Who do we think is going to get it? Lockie, we know what your answer is already, don't we?
Be a rogue one if I said him for this. Should I do it?
Oh, exactly.
Is there an option of new signing that hasn't arrived yet?
There is, but you've got to say the position of new signing that hasn't yet arrived.
All right, I won't do that. You know what? Matteo Joseph.
And Joe?
I kind of just want to be different. Joe Pirro.
Oh,
just to be different.
That's very
just
different.
To be different. I think Joseph, but I want to be different. Let's say Joe Pirro.
I also think Joseph, but I'm going to take different in a slightly different direction. I'm going to say per 90, it's going to be Pat.
Oh, per 90.
Per 90.
Okay.
Ooh, because, I mean, he doesn't do well.
Pat played 90s in the whole season, scored twice.
2 goals, 2 90s played. Nice.
Yeah. Perfect.
Hamstring
Job done.
goals.
Bosh. He comes off the bench against Portsmouth. One comes in off his elbow, the other goes in off his arse. Injured rest of the season, but it's fine because he's got about 10 goals per 90. This one I'm going to make a little bit more difficult for Lockie, so you might need to think about this one. Who's going to be our best defender of the season, do we think?
Oh, God. Can't say Rowe. I could.
You could.
No. Best defender. Ooh. Got to give it Rodon. Yeah. Joe Rodon.
Okay. And Joe?
Yeah, the Welsh Panda. Joe Rodon.
The
all
Welsh
day.
Panda.
He just plays, doesn't he? You know what I mean? Like, even if he's got a broken leg, Farke would play him anyway and he'd be good. He'd moan about it, but he'd be good. So
yeah, he's just sort of consistent. He's always there doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And like sometimes a referee decides to send him off for 2 things that aren't fouls, but other than that, he's basically fine, isn't he? Do we want to count Firpo as a defender?
Yeah, he's a fullback.
In that case, I'll have Furpa.
Yes.
Because he doesn't do that much defending, but his numbers are going to look bloody incredible going forwards. A little bit different this time. We're going to switch direction. We're going to start with Joe. Who do you think will be our young player of the season? And I think we're going to draw the line at currently being 21 years old.
Well, I got this wrong spectacularly last year. I think I said Charlie Creswell, and that ended up to be an absolute disaster. I'm going to... Mateo's under 21, is he still? Yeah, I'm going to say Mateo.
I don't know, because I said that without having checked the ages of the squad, which is starting to feel like an error.
Have a quick look.
Russ 22.
Oh,
You knew what you were doing.
He's out.
I promise you I did
Mateo
not know what I was
is
doing.
20.
Oh,
Yeah, Joffy's also out. He's 22 now. Below 20, you've got Mateo. You've got Willie Nonto. You've got Charlie Crew and the rest of the youth players. Outside of that, they're all over 22.
okay. So we'll start with Joe on this one then.
I'm going to go Mateo. I think he gets Young Player of the Year.
I like it. I'm going to go Nonto.
Oh.
Are we
Not said him yet, have we?
No, not yet. Are we accepting 21-year-olds?
Yeah.
I'll have John Rowe. I'm going to go wild. We're going to be
You're
bold.
that confident.
I'm that confident. That's how I'm feeling. He's my young player of the season already. Why not?
He doesn't sign.
If he's,
Imagine he doesn't sign.
I'm going to look such a tit now. Yeah.
At the end of the season when
Somebody
we're watching
else
this
is young
back,
player
we've
of the
not
year.
been-
No.
when we've not been promoted.
When he scored the winner
As long as he
against
ends
us in
up
the
being
playoff
Norwich's
final
Young
or
Player of the
something
Year,
like
then
that.
you win, Joe. You know,
Yeah.
you still get a young
He's
player
a
of the
young
year.
player
Yeah.
of the year. He's
Or he goes to the team that finished above us to keep us out of the top two, and he gets their
Top
young player
two.
of the year. That'd be great.
That'd be fantastic. Yep, wonderful. We'll follow that with who is your dark horse going to be? Who is the player that you think will be underrated but a little bit sneaky and very, very, very good and not get the credit for it? We'll go with Joe first again.
I'm going to go Brandon Aronson.
I like that.
I think he's going to have a really big season.
I'm really mad because you've taken my answer and I didn't really want to match anyone on this one.
It kind of feels like the obvious one, though, because we kind of know what everybody else is capable of. So you're expecting them to do the same, if not a little bit more, with another year under their belt. So you're looking at kind of either young players coming into the team or players coming in from outside. And Brendan has ability, hasn't really proven it at Leeds just yet, with moments of brilliance and flashes when he was in the Premier League. But I think at this level, he'll come in with a lot of fans not bought into what he's about. And I think he'll come out at the far end of the season, hopefully, fingers crossed, with everybody very much on his side.
Yeah, sort of like Nonto managed throughout last season. Like there'll still be some people
Absolutely.
holding that grudge, but yeah,
Someone will hold it forever, but that's the individual. But as long as he performs in a Leeds United shirt, I don't care.
Yeah, Lucky.
Can I say Dan James? I feel like he's massively underappreciated, if I'm being honest.
Always, yeah.
Yeah,
He's one of our
fair
best
enough.
players last year. No one really talks about him. I think he'll be the same this year, whether he starts or comes off the bench. I think he'll get good numbers again. I think he'll be great. Yeah, I love Dan James. We've got to mention Dan James at some point. So he's going to be a dark horse, Dan James.
I think I'm gonna go with. I don't know if I can count it, but I'm going to anyway. I'm gonna go with Melier because I feel like he gets a lot of stick, but he doesn't necessarily always deserve it. And I think this season, with that defense in front of him, he's going to feel solid, and it's going to be a very, very good season for Melier, I think. But
Redemption arcs all around.
Oh yes, we love a redemption arc.
Yeah,
Love him.
Love a few of them.
Second last one.
I do think Dan James will score on the opening day of the season.
Watch him like do a ligament in training tomorrow, and it's like
Missing up a goal.
massive. Like when we talk about players coming in, we always assume that Dan James is going out straight away, don't we? Why is that?
No,
We're all horrible to him. He's great. He was excellent last year until he got injured, and then Nonto came in. If he didn't get injured,
I
Nonto
think
probably wouldn't have come in.
I think we've all been fair to James. I think the
Yeah,
three of
we
us
have,
anyway.
yeah.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah.
I have his name on his shirt. I thought he was a fantastic player for his last season.
I love him. I think he's great.
but I
Double
think
digits in goals, double digits in assists.
that's
a
all
really
you can
good
ask
season.
for, really, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think we're the sort of resident optimists. We're the ones that are like, yeah, let's give him a chance, like no matter who it is or what they've done. So
Yeah, I just like people, you know. He seemed like a good guy. Do you know what I mean? He's a good guy. I like him. Yeah, he plays well. He plays good at football as well.
I have to go and get my Happy Clapper t-shirt on me before I start the comments start coming in. Get it fitted.
I'm gonna quote that. I just like people.
Just like people.
Next up, we got 2 questions to go. Player of the season. We'll start with Joe.
I'm going to say Joe Rodon. He was my player of the year last year. I think if Cree's not in that team last year, Joe gets it. So for me, I'm going to go Joe Rodon.
Okay, and Lucky.
Jorginho.
I think I'm also Jorginho.
So one-dimensional,
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah. Unlike Jorginho, who can play anywhere. You know what I mean? I love him. I just love him. It's not even like... It just reminds me, like Ronaldinho when you were young and you just used to run past everyone and do that. He's like that. And that's why I got into football. That's why I love it. He's like that. And also he's just funny. All the social media, everything about him is just funny. He's just a good guy as well. So, yeah, it's got to be Georgie, hasn't it?
He's one of those players that just sort of makes you smile. You can never be mad when he's on the pitch because it's like, well...
He plays with a smile as well.
Yeah, it's like you've tried a thing and it's not come off. But then again, if you would have pulled off the thing, it would have made me really happy. So I'm not going to be too mad about that.
Yeah. I love him.
Yeah, he's just so wholesome. He's like a puppy. It's brilliant. Anyway, the last one. Let's stop doting over Jorginho Rutter. Where do we finish and how many points do we get? We'll switch back to starting with Lockie. What are we thinking?
Where do we finish? Well, I think we finished top. I know that's obviously cliche, but I think we do. I think we're good enough. I think our squad's a joke. I think it could be even better by the end of the window. I think it'll be tough. There'll be some very good teams up there. Luton will be consistent. Sheffield United is signing good players. Burnley are doing. Obviously, Burnley have a really good squad anyway. I do think we finish top. As for points, I'll go 94.
That's only narrowly better than last season, to be fair.
I think there's going to be I think Burnley will get a lot. I think Luton will get a lot. And I think Sheffield United might get a lot. And maybe Norwich, Coventry will get a few. Yeah, I'll go 94.
What are we feeling, Joe?
Top 97 points.
Oh. Okay. What did we
Farke's done it before. Yeah,
Hmm?
and Farke's done 97, I think, before as well. But I think 97 points make up as champions.
I'm trying really hard to not say top and 138.
Break the record.
Oh, we might as well. Every single point that you can get. I'll go top and 99 because we can never have a fully happy season, and I think we're going to want 100, and we're going to get a draw on the final day of the season to not get it. And that feels
I do think that
about right.
I think we'll get a lot of draws next season and less losses than last. I think we'll have that little bit. Got a lot of wins.
Yeah.
I want us to beat that like win streak record that we managed to match last season because it was so annoying that it was like Huddersfield or something that stopped that. It was like, come on, we're doing so well.
We'll do it. Confident.
I like to think so. Anyway, that was the predictions from Joe and from Lockie and from me. That was intended to be a 2 or 3 minute segment, and it's turned out that the recording is about 13 minutes long. So I don't know whether this will just be the video. Let's find out. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. I will see you later. Yeah, this will just be the video. I covered everything by accident, so hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe and all that stuff, and yeah, I will see you at my watch along tomorrow. Ta-ra.